much, Claire. The teams led out by their respective captains behind the Swiss officials. A big night for the Irish skipper Conor Coventry. He equals Graham Barrett's record at under-21 level. This is the 24th time he'll have played for the Republic of Ireland under-21s.
That's pretty phenomenal. Yeah, congratulations to him.
So Bosnia, a team who lost in their last outing away to Italy, and this team bears precious little resemblance to that 11, showing 7 changes in all. Jim Crawford approaching this, as you saw, calm and with some confidence too.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Time now for the anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain upstanding for our
So now it's time for our rendezvous. Would appear to be some issues with the sound system in Tallaght.
I was just about to start belting it out myself there, George.
So here we are, all set, anthems completed, formalities about to be completed. That's the Irish lineup, as I say, Coventry making his 24th appearance at under-21 level and captaining the side. Odebeku up front has never scored for Ireland. He made his debut against Sweden. Tallaght Wright, of course, 2 goals in this tournament, as has the captain, Coventry. And Ross Tierney from the midfield as well, with 1 against Sweden away.
Yeah, I like to look at that team, George. Very strong down the spine of the team. That partnership, Gavin Kilkenny, Conor Coventry, going to be absolutely crucial, not only this evening, but over the course of the next 10 days.
The Bosnian team showing 7 changes from the side that was defeated 1-0 by Italy in their last outing. Of course, they can't now qualify, so the manager is throwing in some youngsters, younger players, 4 new caps among the 7 changes in the team. But there is a star man in the lineup. Tarik Muharemovic is one of those new caps. He's been signed by Juventus, the highest profile club, most of them involved with Bosnian Premier League teams, but he's with Juventus. And up front, also making his debut at this level, a man who scored a goal against Ireland at under-19 level, Aleksandar Kovic. He plays with Red Star Belgrade.
Yeah, it's a very inexperienced team, George. That can work both ways. There can be a lack of cohesion because they're not used to each other. At the same time, it may enable them to play with a lot of freedom this evening. Beautiful playing surface. I'm sure they'll relish the occasion.
Jim Crawford, the manager, and of course, he will be hoping for a stellar performance from his team. Significantly playing in orange shirts, which brings back memories of a trip to...
George, leave it.
Don't.
George, leave it.
Macedonia in the Mick McCarthy era. And they got 1 outing and 1 outing only.
I literally shuddered when I was off the far side of the touchline. I saw the lads come out with the jerseys on. Bad memories, George. Yeah, not good.
Well, this would be the very occasion to put those bad memories to rest.
Yeah,
But
pretty weak
it's a smart kid.
You're right.
They look a bit like wolves, don't they? If they can go at Bosnia and Herzegovina like wolves, they'll get the right result.
Oh, they're hungry, all right, George. No doubt about it. There's a huge amount at stake for this group of players. I think they're in a good place, kind of mentally, good vein of form, particularly off the back of the last 2 games, home and away to Sweden. I like the look of the team in terms of its physicality, good pace in the team, a real attacking threat. We're in a good place, George. Great playing surface. Looking at the flags there in the corner of the pitch, George, as well. Looks as if the wind's dropped as well. Ideal playing conditions. Beautiful evening in Tallaght for this game. Of course, the first of 3 crucial games. Ireland well placed to challenge for that automatic qualifying place at the top of the table. Sweden lead the table, Italy ahead of them, but of course Ireland's final match is away to Italy Tuesday week. So it's all to play for this group of players. A chance to make history for them. No Irish team has qualified for a final tournament at under-21 level. This is Nikic, the left back, regular left back for this Bosnian under-21 team. Osmic, and it's back now with Muharemovic, the Juventus player. Steered it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Luka Damjanovic, is another new cap at this level. He's got big boots to fill at Juventus. Murajlovic, George, Bonucci and Cellini, stalwarts there. He'll be hoping they hang around for another year or 2 and impart some of that wisdom to him, I'm sure.
Just forward there by Began, and a clumsy challenge comes in from the defender Majanovic, which means a free kick to Ireland.
He wins a lot of those fouls, Ross Tierney. George, he doesn't shirk away from the physical side of the game, gets himself involved, a very direct runner, prepared to receive the ball into his feet. He'll take those challenges all day and he'll come back for more.
Well, Joel Began taking his time about taking this free kick. Well, eventually it's directed wide to Oisin McEntee. Dad was an inter-county footballer for Cavan. Thinking of another Irish international centre-back whose dad was a famous inter-county footballer, Sean Egan.
Oh, of course. You've come prepared, George. Clearly I haven't. Hence the silence.
Clever footwork from Smallbone. Back from Coventry again. It's cut out by Nikic. And this will come back to McEntee once again. Smallbone. And Gavin Kilkenny to steer it back to Brian Maher.
Just looking at Will Smallbone here, Georgie playing kind of right side of it forward, but he's very comfortable on the inside, more of a central midfield player. You won't see him hug the touchline too often this evening. Likes to get himself involved on the inside, very comfortable in those kind of central midfield positions.
Began on the overlap. Marjanovic out to put it out of play. Interception by Coventry. Just a little case of being outnumbered there. A chance for Bosnia to break. Osmic. And Nikic, the fullback, forward with the attack. And Nikic, his pathway blocked by O'Connor, but a second opportunity there. It's Coventry who heads it away. Looking for Smallbone. In the way was Osmic. Back come Bosnia once more. And they got the ball, no free kick there, but there will be a free kick on this occasion with a challenge by Nikic.
Yeah, I thought he might have got that free kick there. Bazic, just a bit of physical contact on the edge of the box. He went down, thought the referee was going to give it. Eventually, win back possession. Decent enough start from Bosnia. Fair touches to the ball, haven't really threatened us, but look very confident in possession, George.
It's Leo Connor. And back with Oisin McEntee. Mark McGuinness, the other centre defender, and Joel Began, the left back. And looking for Tallaght right, and eventually it reaches him. Back then with Kilkenny, Coventry. Very nearly a clever little ball in there. Just didn't quite work out for Ross Tierney. McEntee once again steered for Smallbone. O'Connor. And Smallbone to the man in space, McGuinness. Began looking for right. Tierney tugged there. Referee didn't spot it, and the game goes on. It's right. And Tierney for Smallbone. The pass wasn't accurate enough, and Nikic, who looks very composed, defending in that left back position with the clearance. Swiss referee again allowing play to continue. Right, Tierney, but crowded out of it, and this is Osmic now. Showed much too much of that to McEntee, and a good clearance by the centre back to find Smallbone, who in turn might find right, but just an intervention by Savic, the Bosnian captain, prevented the Irish attack from developing.
Yeah, just a couple of examples there. Ross Tierney getting the ball in areas of pitch where exactly where we want him, George. That little pocket in between the two Bosnian centre halves. Just got to move the ball a little bit quicker. Don't get too much time in there. You got to play 1-2 touch. Just one touch too many on a couple of occasions. Had the ball robbed off him.
Began and Kilkenny and Smallbone. First time layoff to Tierney, and a clever ball for O'Connor, who's got a lot of room here to measure his cross. Instead, it's back it comes to Coventry. Kilkenny. Opportunity maybe lost there.
You're right, George. Leo O'Connor, the great chance. Just two touch, put it into the penalty box. Odo Becker was in there. Ross Tierney was looking to make the box, and Will Smallbone as well. Came back, played a back pass into the corner. Coventry went back to her centre half, and the opportunity was lost. It's good, really good play initially. Will Smallbone playing a little 1-2 with Ross Tierney, but I'd like to see Leo O'Connor just be a little bit more positive there when he gets the ball. Put an early delivery into the box. Test this Bosnian defensive unit.
Marjanovic back to his keeper. And assistance from Dejanovic there to keep it in play, keep it alive. Marjanovic and Muharemovic. Marjanovic. Ambitious ball to Osmic, who clipped the header on for the run of Nikic. And Nikic seeking somebody at the back, and he found him. The header was from Memic, but it was off target.
Yeah, you just got to be a little bit careful. George spoke about Will Smallbone in possession. He's coming very narrow when the Bosnians get the ball. They're looking to hit that big switch and getting a little bit of joy with the left back. Nikic doubling up at Osmic. Leo O'Connor's a little bit isolated 2v1. It's important Will Smallbone just holds his position when we haven't got the ball. and stays in contact with Leo O'Connor, doesn't leave him too isolated in 2v1 situations like he did there.
Right, the header on, but it's picked up by Savic. Savic has Memic on the run outside. His was the header just moments ago. This time he provides the cross, O'Connor clears.
Yeah, never easy, that type of clearance, George. When it kind of bounces in front of you, you have to take it on the half volley. Made a good contact. Just clear your penalty box. That's exactly what Leo O'Connor did, take no chances.
And a slip there. Unfortunate. And another slip, this time by Tierney.
There's been bloody war on that pitch, George.
And picked out by Osmic. Oh, Smallbone got back to make the challenge. It's a goal kick. Osmic just caught there as Smallbone came back to prevent the shot.
Yeah, just got to be careful, George. You know, you lift your foot up there, you just show your studs a little bit going into a tackle. Very often, anywhere on the pitch, referee will give a free kick there. I think that's fair. His foot wasn't too high. Just got to be so careful when you show your studs at this level. Invariably, referees are very quick to give a free kick.
Mars awaiting developments ahead of him before he strikes the goal kick. It's not the first time they've been a little slow and restarted the game.
Yeah, I think you're right, George. You know, the game to drop off the intensity, I think it's in our interest, really. Keep a good tempo to the play, a good intensity. Moments like that don't really help. You're right, taking too long over goal kicks just kind of slows the play down.
Smallbone seeking right. But that's Savic, the Bosnian captain. Muharemovic. Dejanovic back with Muharemovic. Osmic and O'Connor tussling, and that's gone all the way through to Mar.
Yeah, our back four should be able to deal with that all day, George. Long balls back to front. You're right, number 15, Savic, kind of their holding midfield player. He's the one trying to link with the two centre-halves, get the ball out. He's the kind of playmaker. He's a huge, he's a size, George, isn't he, the 15? He's about 6'3", 6'4". Looks decent technically. We've got to be careful in these situations. Obviously, don't take too many unnecessary risks, George, in around their own penalty box. Brian Maher done the right thing there, not being too clever.
Forward by Muharemovic, but nobody far enough forward, though. Memic arriving to force Mar to make the pass, and it's Bagan, and now Kilkenny. Smallbone found a pocket of space. But the pass for O'Connor not accurate enough. Nikic on then for Osmic. Osmic inviting the run, but the pass was a little too ambitious.
Yeah, just a little bit sloppy at times with our passing, George, in the early stages of the game. I'd like to see Gavin Kilkenny and Conor Coventry a little bit more involved. Long way to go, of course. Get them on the ball, start dictating the play a little bit. Very good in possession, very efficient in terms of their distribution of the ball. I'd like to see them get on the ball a little bit more, start to dictate things a little bit. Just been a little bit open, a little bit loose so far from an Irish point of view. That jersey, George, I'm telling you, it's those colours.
I hope you're wrong.
Oh, no.
Wouldn't quite come for right. Basic. And now Memic. Basic once more. Try to pick his spot, but didn't get enough bend on it. I'd say he's happy enough, Slobodan Starcevic, with the way his team has started, this brand new team.
Yeah, he certainly will. Jim Crawford won't be as happy. The amount of space that he got here, surrounded by a couple of Ireland players, wriggled his way free just beyond Gavin Kilkenny. Then he's running at the centre half there, back track, and just didn't quite whip his foot around the ball. Get the type of shape on the shot that he wanted. Yeah, but you're right, George. Bosnia will be reasonably pleased with the start they've made to this game.
Smallbone and Nikic deemed to have fouled Conor Coventry. Irish free kick. It's Bagan now. And right. Odubeko. Possession lost again. Basic. Odubeko chasing back, and Conor Coventry getting it away. Smallbone on for O'Connor.
Yeah, you're right though, George. I mentioned it there. Odubeko not protecting the ball in that situation. Give it away. You see how quickly Bosnia broke at us, and a good counter-attacking opportunity. Just have to protect the ball a little bit better in those situations. Kind of build a little bit of pressure on the Bosnian goal, which we haven't really been able to do so far.
It's come to Tallaght right. Exciting player. On for Smallbone. And hoisted towards Odubeko. Odubeko with a golden opportunity. Just couldn't steer it onto the target.
Yeah, Ireland's best passage of play, no doubt. Tallaght Roy here committing players, brilliant, gets his head up. Spoke about this before with Leo O'Connor, two-touch early cross into the box. It's exactly what Will Smallbone does to the back post as a centre forward. Can't ask for any more than that. Doesn't even have to get off the ground. It's a bad miss. There's no getting away from it, George. Has to be punching that ball back across Damjanovic into the opposite corner. Nobody in front of him really, George. He sees it from a long way away, doesn't he? Really poor connection on the header. Great chance missed.
First real gilt-edged opportunity, and it didn't come off for Mipo Odubeko. Tallaght, parents from Nigeria, born here.
He's got to put that out of his mind, George. He'll be disappointed with himself. You know, he should have done better. Just got to box that off now and go on. Make sure you get another one or two more chances between now and the end of the game and make one of them count.
It's McEntee away from McGuinness. Coventry and Smallbone and Kilkenny. Odubeko, a lovely little layoff, and Smallbone's got the pace here. Will Smallbone still? Good stop for the keeper, but it looked like a good stop for the keeper, but the pace of it carried it to the net. Smallbone opens his account in the competition, and Ireland take the lead.
Yeah, we spoke about him no more than a minute ago, George, in terms of the quality of his delivery into the box on this occasion. It's the quality of his finish. I'm not 100% sure Odubeko means this touch. I think he's trying to punch that to the feet of Will Smallbone. I don't think he quite gets enough on it, but it drifts in behind. The Nikic, the left back, Smallbone senses his opportunity. He's just making it all about making a good connection here. One touch to get out of his feet, second touch to settle himself, and that's a really good strike. It's low, George. He creates good power. Goalkeeper can't get his left leg out in time.
It was the power that made it, but what about the pace that he showed to get into position?
Yeah, he did.
To take the shot.
He did. That
terrific finish.
That inside right channel as well, George, was just getting himself involved, getting himself in contact with Odubeko. Like I said, not exactly sure that's where Odubeko wanted his touch to go, but great reaction from Smallbone. It didn't panic George in that situation, did he? Took a couple of touches, steadied himself. It's all about making a good connection, which is exactly what he did.
A bit of agitation on the part of the coach there. It's team just having taken the lead, which is a lead that it's hard to say they really deserve, because they haven't actually dominated the game in the way that they would wish.
No, you're right, George. It's been a slow start, a little bit sloppy, fragmented the whole game. Just the last minute, you've seen moments of quality from this man in particular, and it's made a difference. Got that all-important first goal. Hopefully that should ease the tension a little bit amongst the players.
So does that settle the nerves, do you think?
Oh, it does, George. Yeah, absolutely. It should do.
As Odobeko trying to bustle his way through. And stopped by Marjanovic. But Wright will retrieve this.
We got to push home our advantage now, George. No sitting back, staying the front foot, keep pushing forward. Try and take this game away from the Bosnians. The opening 25-30 minutes if we can by getting that second goal.
It's Coventry. It's remarkable to think it's only Ireland's 10th goal in this qualifying group from 8 matches so far. This being their 8th match.
Yeah, it's true, George, but it just goes to show you if you're defensively secure, you can keep a fair quota of clean sheets. You don't need that maybe prolific goal scorer sometimes to get yourselves out of the group. I think we have been solid defensive, particularly of late. 2 games against Sweden, which you would have seen, haven't given up too many opportunities. Reasonably solid again tonight. So that's a great foundation to build from. Gives the team a lot of confidence, George. You only, by and large, you need 1 goal most games. You're going to get the maximum points. You're certainly not going to get beat.
Yeah, the most solid defence in this group of 6, hardly surprisingly, is the Italian team, who've only conceded 3 and 7. But Ireland are next.
They don't count, George. They're just freaks.
Just 5 goals conceded in their 7 games before tonight.
Yeah, but it's an important facet of the game, George. It's forgotten about sometimes, isn't it? Kind of the modern game and the way coaches want to play and go hunting goals. Sometimes it's not spoken about a lot now in the modern game in terms of defensive solidity and defensive structure. Those type of things maybe aren't as popular as they were once, but they're still relevant. They still count.
There spoke a solid defender.
It's the only thing I'm comfortable talking about, George. I'm out of my comfort zone. I have to talk about forward play.
What's the cross the halfway line?
I'm just blagging it.
Wisdom from Kenny Cunningham. This is Basic. Tierney putting the pressure on. Marjanovic. Sucic holding off Tierney, finding Nikic. And Nikic turning O'Connor, but O'Connor stuck to his guns. Smallbone with the clearance forward. This will be Marjanovic to tidy things up for Bosnia.
He certainly didn't tickle that pass into Udubeko there, small ball, George, did he? Absolutely zoomed it into him off the playing surface. Not easy to take that. I'm sure Udubeko would have been looking at him saying, help me out a bit more there in terms of the pass appreciation.
Kavic was being impeded. Bosnia get the free kick. Basic. Nikic. Big ball in there, but too big in the end. Over the head of Memic. And now it's Tallaght Wright. Well, that seemed a clear case of obstruction, but not in the Swiss ref's book.
No, he's very unlucky there. I think he's got the beating of Dijanovic, George, just in the opening period. Looking at Dijanovic's movement, and he's got himself isolated against Tyreek Wright. He's panicking a little bit. That's a good example of it there. Throwing yourself into attack like that, you know you can't match your opposition player in terms of pace. So that's a good sign for Ireland down that side of the pitch.
Forward by Wright, back again by Marjanovic. Challenged by Began is deemed a foul. A free kick to Bosnia.
If you scream as loud as that, George, you're entitled to a free kick, I reckon. We could hear him from here. Just got to be a bit careful there, Joel Began. Any kind of contact from behind there. Pretty easy decision for the referee.
Right, this is a set piece to be defended. Basic and Sucic, the two players standing nearest the ball.
Got a lot of height in there, George, the Bosnians.
Up from the back, Marjanovic also in there, the tall figure of Savic, the captain. It's Basic with a shot, which Mar is comfortable in saving.
Yeah, I thought they let us off the hook there a little bit, George. Not putting the cross into the box for one of those big lads to attack. Kavic as well, the centre forward, 19, George. Mountain of a man as well. You've got to kind of use that advantage if you have it.
Savic with a header. Smallbone, with Nikic taking it from him. He's lost control at the vital moment. Kilkenny for Wright. Wright riding the challenge, find his Smallbone. This is Kilkenny now. Tierney, off it goes to Coventry. That's McGuinness and Kilkenny. And a gap here for O'Connor to exploit. Back then with Smallbone.
Oh, George, I hate to see that. Right at the edge of the 18-yard box. 5 seconds later, we end 30 yards back inside our own half. Maybe shouldn't be overly critical, but just like to see us be a little bit more positive there. Leo O'Connor maybe take his man on 1v1, play a little 1-2, be a bit more positive higher up the pitch.
It's Bagan getting in behind the defence. Bagan pays for a penalty. Odubeko with a shot out with Basic. But again, the pace in this Irish team very much in evidence. So that clearance not good. It's Kilkenny. Coventry. Wright and Joel Bagan again. McEntee off for Smallbone. Past Nikic. Now O'Connor. This time the cross comes, but it's not a good one. McEntee stretching. Under pressure here from Osmic. But the strength of McEntee prevented the attack developing at the expense of a throw.
Yeah, I don't mind that, George. I know we should have beat the first man there, Leo O'Connor, with the cross, but it was better looking to put the ball in there. You're right, great run, overlap and run from Joel Bagan down the left-hand side. Desperately looking for somebody to get across that 6-yard box. Unfortunately, Odubeko had actually checked his run looking for the cutback, and Ross Tierney couldn't quite make the 6-yard box for the tap in. A really good play from Orland, grounding confidence.
And Nikic to take this throw. It's the head of Smallbone that gets it clear. Out as far as Dejanovic. Sucic.
Yes, come.
Looking for Memic. Bagan cleverly letting it go over his head and out.
Yeah, that's really calm defending from Joel Bagan. Knew exactly who was around him, what area of the pitch he was in. Too much pace in the ball. Just ducked out of a good defending from him and great attacking from him a couple of minutes ago down that left-hand side.
Slobodan Starcevic is the manager of the Bosnian Under-21 team. Bosnia attempted to get Kavic away. As Nikic with a header descended back. Kilkenny missed it. Kavic is there. This is Osmic chasing. Nikic there. Taking on Smallbone and O'Connor, who slides in with the challenge. Bosnia have the throw.
Yeah, Leo O'Connor's done well, George, in those 1v1 situations against Nikic down that side of the pitch. He's got tied to his man, prevented crosses coming in, and made tackles when he's had to.
We've seen he can throw them long, and there is plenty of height in there for Bosnia. Nikic with the throw. Header away by McGuinness. Out to Dejanovic, and back with Marjanovic. Sucic. Marjanovic. It's Ross Tierney dispossessed by Sucic. Memic. That was McEntee finding right. Just ran out of options.
Yeah, done the right thing, George. Looking to take us up the pitch, but you're right, probably running down a bit of a cul-de-sac in the end. Would have been better avoid such a check out and play the ball backwards, but at least trying to be positive and take us up the pitch.
Well, after that last challenge, Tallaght Wright has gone down. That would not be good news for Jim Crawford, the Irish coach. Key player for him.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if it was a contact injury, George. Hopefully that is the case. It's just a bit of a deadener. We can see it here. It's only a slight bit of contact, wasn't it? He's holding his knee. Hopefully he's all right.
Well, back on his feet, feeling the pain. But that expression suggests he's prepared to carry on.
Yeah, he's looked sharp, George, down that left-hand side, isn't he? He's a good athlete. Kind of silky operator, travels really well with the ball. That said, we've got some good options on the bench. Probably a decision to be made between him and Ollie O'Neill prior to the game for Jim Crawford. Ollie O'Neill got that winning goal, of course, George, against Sweden here. Clever little operator down that left-hand side if needed as well.
A vain appeal to the referee from the Bosnian manager. Ireland continue with Wright. Has run it out of play, sadly, but he seems to have run off whatever was ailing him too.
Yeah. Yeah, Dejanovic diving in again a little bit, George. Tyreek Wright saw it coming, nipped the ball past him, just ran out of space down the left-hand side. I think he'll fancy his chances. Tyreek Wright against him if he can get him in 1v1 situations.
There's one there by Marjanovic. Tierney was caught as he went round the defender, and the referee again said no foul.
I think Savage was already on the ground there, George. The referee might have thought he could have jumped over him possibly. I think that's when he's at his best, Ross Tierney, George. When he's actually facing the opposition goal and running in possession. He finds it a little bit more difficult when he's got his back to goal in those kind of little pockets. Something which he'll need to add to his game if he's going to operate in that kind of number 10 position just off the front. But he's still young enough, still developing, still learning, and he can look after himself. From the big Bosnian captain on his backside there, Ross Tierney. No bother to him.
Don't think anybody was too happy with the way that all ended up. But the referee was unimpressed. Basic under pressure from Tierney. Well, that's asking a lot of Osmic. Well, he's prevented the goal kick anyway.
This man's got a pretty phenomenal record at underage level as well. Leo O'Connor, George, his stats are absolutely off the radar, aren't they?
Absolutely, and he also has a senior cap. He played against New Zealand back in 2019, pre-COVID times.
Yeah, pretty impressive CV. He'd be very proud of that. I think it's Ireland Player of the Year under 15, 17, 19 level. George, a great CV. I'm sure he'd look to cap it off. Qualification for a major tournament to the end of this campaign. I'd really seal the deal for him.
Forward there for Tierney to chase.
Yeah, that's what I like about Ross Tierney as well there, George. He's prepared to run into those channels. He's not one of those players who always wants to defeat. If there's space in behind, he'll run the channels as well.
O'Connor, small bone again. It's Kilkenny. Off to McGuinness. Bagan available on the touchline. McGuinness once again with his centre-back partner McEntee.
We have the luxury, George, now keeping the ball in this area of the pitch with a 1-goal advantage. We've got to be careful that we just don't keep playing the ball sideways and kind of backwards, and mentally you can switch off a little bit. Have to still look to be positive and get the ball forward and play in their half of the pitch a bit more often.
McGuinness seeking out of Becco, but without success. Dejanovic on by Kalic. It's too far ahead of Sucic. Goal kick. Spent his entire management career in Bosnian football. Half a dozen clubs. Jim Crawford took over the job from Stephen Kenny.
Well, let's hope he's going to make history in the not too distant future as Ireland under 21 manager Jim Crawford. It's a great opportunity for these group of players over the next couple of weeks. You can only take it one game at a time. I understand that we can't look too far ahead, but the goal is to go into that game against Italy in 10, 11 days' time with something at stake to play for. I think that's going to be the case.
Smallbone on for Tierney. Just didn't make the contact he wished with the pass forward. Just realizing that Damjanovic in the goal hasn't really had much to deal with apart from the shot that beat him in the end. Smallbone bypassing Kilkenny, picked up by Dejanovic. Nikic. Osmic.
Yeah, Will Smallbone was looking for Ross Tierney to come short there, George, so he could play that ball into his feet. Ross Tierney was off the shoulder as a second centre half. Gavin Kilkenny couldn't quite make up the ground. Ross Tierney would be better advised just to...
Well, this is chased by Nikic. Nikic with support here from Osmic. Smallbone's challenge. Referee gives a goal kick.
We're all holding our breath there a little bit, George. He had to get that tackle right, Will Smallbone. I thought he did. Just deflected it onto the Bosnian player. Got to be so careful when you go to ground in these situations. Has a clever little cut back there. Nice little first touch. It's all or nothing there in terms of the tackle. Has to get it right, and he did.
And correct decision from the referee as it last touched Yasmin Osmic. So it's a goal kick to Ireland. Straight out of play, throw to Bosnia.
Yeah, not surprisingly, Bosnia looking to press high in those situations, George. Got to go and chase the game. Looking to force a few errors in our last third of the pitch. Have to be careful we don't fall into that trap. Make too many unnecessary errors.
Well, that was, in the end, a hopeful challenge by Sucic, which sent the ball out of play. Another goal kick for Brian Maher.
Still a bit of work still to do, George. You get a sense of that. I wouldn't say it's edgy out there, but you know, we got a 1-0 lead and we're looking reasonably comfortable, but we know how quickly games of football can change. The Bosnians are still very much in this game. We've got to recognise that. Keep going hunting that second goal.
Smallbone taking over, but dispossessed by Sucic. And Nikic onto this. Sucic. Oh, Odubeko making a nuisance of himself and helping it on for Tierney. And a run from right. Well, it was pointing out where he wanted the pass, but it didn't go there.
Yeah.
The attack has fizzled out again.
Yeah, again, just a pace on the pass, George. Just put a little bit too much pace on that. Just needed to feel it into Tyreek a little bit more.
Well, an attempted back pass has gone awry. Memic, but Maher's out to make it his.
Yeah, probably a little bit of a snapshot of the game, George, the last 30 seconds. Ireland getting into these positions a couple of times, just not quite finding that clinical last pass. Just a little bit too much pace on that pass for me. Ross Downey took it beyond Tyreek Wright, and then again a little bit sloppy, George, a little bit loose the other end of the pitch. Just presenting Bosnia with opportunity on the edge of our penalty box.
Smallbone, Nikic away. McEntee up with a firm header, but back it goes from Sucic. And Maher out of his area. An uncompromising clearance. And that's Marjanovic sending it forward. Maher says, I can deal with this. Well, that was intended for Joel Bacon, but it was nowhere near him in the end.
Yeah. Just little small things like that, George. In isolation doesn't mean very much, but just enough of those little small moments in the game can create a little bit of nervous tension on the pitch amongst the players.
Too much on that for Nikic to reach it.
Yeah, that's their way out, George, isn't it? Bosnia down this left-hand side. Nikic doubling up Osmic down this left-hand side, having a little bit of joy there.
Tierney in. And Bosnia have a throw.
He just lost a little bit of impetus, George, haven't we, since the goal. Lost a bit of fluency to our game again. Bosnia have kind of crept back into it.
Well, that was Basic with an attempt at a shot that's spun away. Retrieved by O'Connor. Smallbone through the legs of Nikic. Smallbone looking for Odubeko. Odubeko. Tierney to his left, dispossessed by Muharemovic. And now with Wright. Fagan. McEntee on for O'Connor. Smallbone. Coventry and away to McGuinness. Smallbone. But the challenge of Osmic dispossessing him. And one over the top for Kovic. Kovic against Marr. Kovic. Marr put a block on it. Good decisive goalkeeping by the Derry City man.
Absolutely crucial, George. You're absolutely right. Counter-attack, ball over the top. Brian Marr initially thought he was going to come all the way, George. He didn't. He held his ground. But he made himself big at the important time.
Big save.
Yeah.
Big save. Nikic with another big throw. Oh, free kick is given the other way. I don't remember it was going to be a penalty, but it's given against Savic. Pulling down McGuinness.
Just a good example, that opportunity, George, how quickly you can get caught out on the counter-attack. We've got possession. The Bosnian half the pitch, give it away. 2 seconds later, Kovic is running 1v1 against our goalkeeper. His concentration levels have to be spot on, particularly amongst our defenders. Even when we're in possession, George, we're in the opposition half the pitch. Oisin McEntee, Mark McGuinness in particular, have to be talking, organising people around them, making sure that we don't get picked off on the counter-attack, as we very nearly did then.
Osmic. Smallbone's little layoff didn't quite work. This is Sucic, the captain Savic, under pressure from Kilkenny, and using the out ball to Dejanovic. Savic past the challenge of Kilkenny. He's got his feet completely mixed up there. Tierney goes down. Again, referee not interested in giving a free kick, but he does this time, penalising Tariq Wright.
Yeah.
And that's it for the first half. No additional time. Reached 45 minutes with 1 goal. And that came from Will Smallbone, the 17th minute. Powerful shot after a powerful run that beat the keeper and gives Ireland the half-time advantage. It's Republic of Ireland 1, Bosnia and Herzegovina 0. We will have first half analysis after the break.
The Republic of Ireland are a goal up here at Tallaght. The second half is about to get underway, so let's go back to our commentators, Kenny Cunningham and George Hamilton.
Thank you, Claire. That team's back on the pitch, and we're all set for the second half. So there is a substitution about to be made by Bosnia. Daniel Lukic coming on in place of Aleksandar Kovic. The first change by the Bosnian coach. It's a straight swap, just looking for a little bit more punch in attack. Daniel Lukic, he plays in the Bosnian Premier League. 4 goals and 29 appearances for his club. Široki Brijeg.
Not prolific then, George.
Not prolific, no. But I suppose at this level, they're looking for a bit of freshness compared to the threat offered by Kovic in the first half.
Yeah, had his chance, Kovic, didn't he, just before half-time? That would be one situation, George. I think it's fair to say he still would have been on the pitch if he'd have taken that.
Ireland then in second colours, with the sun at their backs in the second half. A beautiful evening in Tallaght, a perfect pitch, and all the scope in the world for an impressive performance, but they haven't as yet managed to lift the level to that of dominating this game. It's still only 1-0. Conor Coventry. And this for Bagan. Kilkenny back then to McGuinness. McEntee and Coventry. Probed up one side, they'll try the other. McGuinness for Bagan. The white shirts ahead of them.
Yeah, we've got to look forward there, George. Ross Tierney had come across the pitch, made himself available. I'd like to see Odo Bekke work hard to get across the pitch as well, offer himself up to Joel Bagan there. A couple of opportunities gone across the pitch, George, and really gone nowhere. Should be looking to get the ball from back to front a little bit earlier, as I said, and get into the Bosnian half of the pitch. Just inviting a little bit of pressure here.
Right, holding it up well. And got it away to McEntee, and it's right again. And McEntee once more. And O'Connor for right, involving himself more. On for Odobeko. Tierney's in the middle. Sole Irishman in the middle so far. Back then with Coventry. O'Connor. One over the top for O'Connor, but that's out of play for a throw to Bosnia.
Yeah, that's better, George. At least trying to play a little 1-2 and get in behind. Even when Lee Connor had the ball there, George, on the sideline, I'm looking at Udo Beck as a centre forward. He's got to be getting himself across the pitch, asking Leo Connor to play that ball around the corner into his feet and let people join in. He's too far away from his fullback there. Udo Becko, he's got to get across that side of the pitch and make himself available.
Udo Becko got it away to Smallbone. And Coventry. And Bagan. Forward by right. Bagan once more. Dealt with there by Marjanovic.
Yeah, that's better, George. Taking a little bit of risk there, a little bit of 1-2 rather than play the safe ball backwards or sideways. Good little combination play there between Bagan and Tariq right down that left-hand side. Just needed to be lifted to the back post area.
Well, this, believe it or not, is the game's first corner. Tariq Wright is going to take it. Oh, bit of pushing in there. And a free kick given against the Irish.
Yeah, no, he landed on his shoulder there. Oisin McEntee, George. He came in at a fair rate of knots. Ended up really dipping low. Fell into the ground there. Had his arm extended. You just hope there he hasn't just popped the shoulder blade. Have a look at him come here. See those arms outstretched. Generally speaking, that's a kind of bit of a jolt to the shoulder, the socket. Hopefully it's not a bad one.
Well, we heard in the pre-match interview from Jim Crawford that you know, he set great store by the presence of Oisin McEntee in the back four.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in a little bit of discomfort there, George. Got Jacob Brown there on the bench. We're fortunate in that respect, George. He's had an outstanding qualifying campaign, this kid. I'm a big fan of him from what I've seen. Physical presence, very comfortable on the ball, very composed as well, very calm individual. Very unfortunate actually not to make the starting 11 this evening, but he might get his opportunity now.
Well, that was the big decision that Jim Crawford made, wasn't it? McEntee for O'Brien.
Yeah.
This is the first match he hasn't started, actually.
Yeah, it's true. He played the three lads away to Sweden last time around, George. So when he went to the flat back four this evening, obviously he had a big decision to make in terms of which of the three to leave out.
Well, this was the decisive moment so far.
Yeah. Doesn't do it justice, that, George, when you slow it down. He generated good power on that shot. Smallbone looked really confident. Sometimes kind of midfield players, George, they get into that forward area, they pitch inside the penalty box and they kind of panic a little bit with the ball at their feet. He didn't. Took 2 touches, composed himself. Made a really clean contact with the ball.
Well, this is not looking good for Oisin McEntee's continued presence on the pitch. Awkward fall coming in for that corner. And making his way off to be replaced by Jake O'Brien, who had a successful second half of the season when he moved to Swindon Town on loan from Crystal Palace. Played the bulk of the matches for them in League Two. He'll be on in a moment. to take over where he left off, more or less. As Odubeko ran the defender. Odubeko with small ball in the middle. Odubeko seeking the glory himself and not succeeding on this occasion. Bagan clearing. But, Memic. Bosnia back now with Marjanovic. Then away to Muharemovic.
Yeah, Conor Coventry's just stepped in as centre-half, George, alongside Mark McGuinness for the moment. But they will get that substitute on as quickly as possible.
Opportunity here, perhaps. Basic. Wasn't too far away.
Yeah. Almost cost us, George, having those 10 men on the pitch. Conor Coventry having to drop in at centre-half. Just create a little bit of space in that central area of the pitch. Ross Tierney tried to get back in there, couldn't wrestle the possession away. That's a really good opportunity there. On his right-hand side opens up for him. Should be doing better there.
So there's Jake O'Brien on for the unfortunate Oisin McEntee. Muharemovic letting that run to his keeper.
There's a good opportunity for Odubeko, George. Was the other end of the pitch. He actually done really well, chopped it onto his right-hand side. I was really surprised he actually didn't take the shot on George on his right-hand side. He checked the back inside onto his left. Just felt as if the opportunity might have been lost a little bit.
It's Basic. Picking out Osmic. And Nikic chased back by O'Connor. A crisp tackle by Lee O'Connor. Throw into Bosnia.
Yeah, it was a good switch of play from Basic, George, wasn't it? The 13. He's looked sharp for them in moments this evening. Possibly looks their biggest threat.
No, we saw in the first half, and then Nikic can throw them long into the danger zone again. It's McGuinness with a header away. And Nikic kept it in play, and he's found Basic. Basic still. Tidied up by Coventry and away by Marr. Right, caught there. It's Basic now. He's got the sight of the gold.
No, he hasn't let it. Was deja vu all over again, wasn't it? Needs to shift it onto that left foot next time, I think, George. Really wild. But again, just a little bit of a cheap giveaway. Tyreek Wright went down, George, looking for the free kick, wasn't he? But he tried a little clever step over there. Got to protect the ball, George, in those situations. You give it away immediately, the opposition are on you, which they were. Just a couple of little reminders there to the Irish players.
McGuinness challenged by Lukic and eventually fouled by Lukic.
Yeah, talking about players, George, with a bit of game time this year. You mentioned Jake O'Brien going to Sweden. Now he's had more game time than kind of Mark McGuinness. He's over 30 starts for Cardiff this year. He's been a mainstay of their defence, playing at a good level. Will certainly help his development.
It's O'Connor on the ball now. Small bone. It's O'Brien's header. Small bone in to try and retain it. But Nemic on Osmic. Between them, unable to win it back for Bosnia. Ireland have retained the possession. It's right round the corner for Tierney, and it's right once more. Just showed too much of that to the defender Muharemovic. And Tierney tussling with Savic. Savic, the pass to Basic. And Basic inviting the challenge and getting the free kick.
Yeah, you're right, George. It was a heavy touch at the end from Tyreek Wright, but great little 1-2 between him and Ross Tierney to open up the space. Just unfortunate that he couldn't keep the ball tight to his body. Just how you got to be careful at this level. Ross Tierney's going to learn this, George, as he gets a bit older. The slightest bit of contact, players are going to exaggerate it and look to get you in trouble. He's a feisty little competitor, Ross.
Well, it all ends in a free kick for Bosnia for that. And then he just caught him as he tried to vault over. That's what the scream was for, but the player is all right, Ivan Basic. Oh, here comes Nikic again with the long throw. Oof. Well, this time, will it be a short one? No. Muharemovic, clearance by McGuinness.
I was going to say, George, I haven't had a lot of success with that long throwing into the box, so I'm not surprised. Decided to mix it up, try something a little bit different. Just a decent little spell from Bosnia, growing a bit in confidence, George, you sense, at the moment.
That's a decent ball too from Marjanovic to Nikic. Then in from Osmic, headed away by McGuinness. It's Savic. Osmic couldn't bring it under control. And that will be a throw into Ireland over on that corner. This is what happened, and it's a little sneaky one.
Yeah, it could be innocuous, George. We don't know. He may not have seen them there, but it doesn't take much. Like I said, in those situations, they're leaving that open to interpretation there. Did he mean it? Did he not? Some referees might take a dim view of that, but he learned that, Ross. Like I said, experience will teach him.
Memic and Lukic and Basic. Now Lukic against McGuinness, and McGuinness got the challenge in. It's chased here by Dejanovic, and the assistant thought about giving the goal kick, but saw the referee point to the corner, so at a corner it will be.
Yeah,
Bosnia's first.
Yeah, it was Basic again, George. Wanted to throw it in there, just popping that ball around the corner with his right foot. Lukic looked as if he might have been away. Mark McGuinness, that long outstretched leg, good contact on the ball. That was really important, otherwise he's in on goal.
So Basic will take the corner. A good chance here, it's off the line. It was Muharemovic with a shot, and a header. And the clearance off the line saves Ireland's blushes. Basic. This is Osmic. Oh, what a great save by Mar. Fine shot by Osmic. But there, in quick succession, two indications that Bosnia are not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, we're on the rack, George. No getting away from it. We're getting pinned in. We can't get out.
Savic. That was Memic. That has gone out of play. It'll be a goal kick to Ireland and a chance for some respite.
Yeah, Basic is the key player at the moment, George, in midfield for them. He's absolutely pulling the strings. Great quality corner kick from here on this occasion. Muharemovic, nobody within 5-10 yards, and that just can't happen. Does the right thing, heading it back across the goal. Thankfully, with somebody stationed close to the line. And again, this in-swing shot.
Terrific save by Brian Maher.
It was.
Leo Connor to the rescue with the clearance off the line from Muharemovic.
Yeah, we need to step up a bit here now, George. Clear our heads a bit. There's got to be plenty of talk and communication between the players out there now. Get our defensive shape right. We've looked a little bit raggedy the last kind of 10 minutes and actually get on the ball, George. Get on the ball for a period of time, take the pressure off ourselves a little bit. This lad in particular, Besic, is absolutely controlling the game.
This is Dejanovic now into the corner. And back then with Memic. Header away by O'Brien. Back it goes from Muharemovic. Header away again by O'Brien. Memic onto it. Clearance by Kilkenny this time. And now Tierney. And Wright. Chance to calm things down and get on the ball for a bit. It's Coventry.
Yeah, I know I've been talking about getting the ball back to front a little bit quicker, George, but probably one of these situations, happy just to keep it an hour half the pitch for 30 seconds a minute. Just keep the ball away from the Bosnians, because they've really been enjoying themselves the last kind of 10 minutes.
That's Kilkenny and Odebeko. And Tierney for Odebeko. And Odebeko! Wonderful finish, and just at the right time too. Just what Ireland needed. And the local boy strikes in Tallaght. And it's Ireland 2, Bosnia 0.
Oh, you're absolutely right, George. Just when we needed a flash of inspiration, we got it. The combination play between Ross Tierney and Odebeko gives Gavin Kilkenny a lot of credit. Ball into Odebeko's feet, clever little ball around the corner. And Ross Tierney, the return pass was absolutely spot on. Touch across his man here, the ball just pops up, lovely way in the pass there, George. Doesn't have to check his stride. Then it's all about making a good connection and finding one of the corners. It's exactly what he does. It's not an easy finish this, George, just bouncing up a little bit. Needs to get over the ball and make a good connection. It's exactly what he does. A little bit critical, that chance that he had first half, George, back post with his header. No way could he be critical of that finish.
And that's going to be his last involvement, but what a magnificent way to conclude your involvement in the game with a goal like that on home turf.
And Ross Tierney, George, both of them are off, whipped off straight away. The goal scorer and the assist maker.
So two changes for Ireland. Evan Ferguson, the exciting talent.
Yeah.
Still only 17, as we were hearing. And the other new man is Ollie O'Neill.
Yeah, I think that change was going to be made regardless, George, wasn't it? I think you'll see Will Smallbow now probably operating that number 10 position just off Evan Ferguson and Ollie O'Neill, which is play off the left-hand side where he's very comfortable. Spoke about that goal, all-important goal that he got against Sweden from that position. So balance of the team still looks good. And you've mentioned Evan Ferguson, the player everybody's talking about, George, in terms of the potential, the quality that he has. Another opportunity here for him, the remaining half an hour of this game, to showcase those talents that he has.
And of course, Ollie O'Neill, as we were saying too, Kenny, he came off the bench to score the winner in additional time in Sweden. The 1-0 winner. There he is.
Yeah, it was a wonderful finish. Great pass from Conor Coventry on that particular evening. We're so pleased from checked on the inside, drilled it into the bottom corner, and the celebration after that winning goal, George, from the whole players and staff. That was a big moment in the group. Smart lad, George. I've done a bit of research on this kid. You might be surprised to learn. Ollie O'Neill, very smart lad. A levels, O levels coming out of his ears.
And international goal as well. Well, that's going to go out to beat Will Smallbone.
It's amazing, George, how a game can swing prior to that second goal. Like I said, we were really getting stretched. You could visibly see the Bosnian players, the confidence grown, sensing that the equalising goal was coming.
And then Ireland strike again, and now look rather more comfortable. And of course, after the Sweden's victory over Luxembourg yesterday, 24 hours ago. That puts them at the top of the table on goal difference, but they've only one more match to play. Ireland with 2 after this one, if they win, will be within a point of both Italy and Sweden, which could turn that final game in Italy into quite the ding-dong for Ireland.
We've got to make sure that's the case, George. That game really matters, and I'm sure it will. The players know what's at stake. Couldn't afford to make slip up this evening. And at this stage, 2-0 up, you'd like to think there's 3 points in the bag.
It's a little early yet to be conjecturing about...
You'd like to think, I said, George. I wasn't guaranteeing it, but... This level, George, you have to game management. You've got to see out the game. You know, you just can't. It's almost unforgivable. 2-0 lead to give it up.
Offside.
Yeah. The likes of Conor Coventry now, Gavin Kilkenny, that central midfield area, George, just got to play smart, sit behind the ball, stay within 10-15 yards of each other, don't get in advanced areas, just don't get picked off on the counter-attack, give that good defensive shape, which they usually do. We should be fine. Am I worrying you, George? I was worried 10 minutes ago. I've got to be honest with you, but not so much now.
Well, they don't tend to concede. We made the point. They've only conceded 5 goals in 7.5 matches, and 7 3/4 matches, actually. We're into the final quarter of this one. So you're really not expecting the roof to fall in.
No. It does make me a bit nervous, George, though, when I see our full-backs, Leo O'Connor and Joel Bagan, you know, 40 yards from our 2 centre-halves. I understand the logic behind it, but I just feel 2 goals up. Like I said, protect the lead to a certain extent. Don't open yourselves up too much. Don't leave too much space for Bosnia to counter-attack into. Just a bit of game management, really. Don't need to go chasing that 3rd goal, really.
Well, arm in a sling, Oisin McEntee.
He's holding a bottle of Lucasade in that hand, George. Can't be that bad. Tough Cavan man, George.
Indeed.
He'll be fit and available for the next game, surely.
Well, offside against Nikic. It is, of course, fortunate that if he is not fit to play, that the man he replaced has vast experience in this competition.
Yeah. Now we're well served in that area of the pitch at centre half. Player of Jake O'Brien's quality. That's why the depth of the squad is important, George. Not just the depth of quality within the squad, because you will be tested, particularly in these situations. Games coming thick and fast, you will pick up injuries, even suspensions. And you're going to rely on that quality in depth in the squad over the course of it. They certainly let the officials know when they've been tackled, George, don't they, the Bosnian players? they don't suffer in silence.
No, indeed not. That was O'Neill with the challenge. Now Savic, the Bosnian captain, and Marjanovic. One back by Ferguson. Another stoppage for another Bosnian injury.
It was Evan Ferguson, George, tracking him back there. Great attitude from the young centre forward, winning back possession for his team. Unfortunately, just hasn't got quite up to speed of the game yet. Evan Ferguson, a couple of touches, just been a little bit slow, but that's what you want to see from your centre forward, tracking back opposition centre halves, wrestling back possession. Gives great heart to the rest of the team.
So the 2 substitutions about to be made by Bosnia. So there's Dejan Popora and Belmin Mešinović will be the 2 who come on. Nemic, Basic, and caught by Smallbone. And now the substitutions can happen. And it's first on, it's Popera, who's a defensive midfield player, taking the place of Sušić. And then the other substitution is Belmin Mešinović for the right back, Dejanovic. So much the same in the first substitution as Popera slots into the position that was filled by Sušić. Well, we've seen a bit of a difference on the right side as the right back was withdrawn. Memic has gone to right back, and Mešinović has moved into a more right wing position. No trouble at all to Mara there.
Yeah, it's good defending from Mark McGuinness. Centre-half's going to deal with those type of balls 95% of the time. Real composure there from Mark McGuinness. Didn't panic, George. Had the back to his goalkeeper. It's got to be said, a really impressive performance again from Brian Maher. George, son of a really top quality goalkeeper. You know, you're pretty much redundant for the majority of the game, and then you're called upon to make key saves. He's done that again this evening, and he's done it in previous games in this group. It's been a key component in the campaign so far.
Nikic, and that's Popera. But Wright's made the challenge, and throw-in is to Ireland. Look at resignation on his face now. They had their spell, that quarter hour or so after half-time.
Without a doubt, George.
But a clearance off the line by O'Connor, a fabulous save by Brian Maher. Kept it at 1-0, and then that lovely combination.
Yeah.
Tierney and Odubeko.
Yeah.
To produce the second goal. Neither of them on the pitch still.
No. Don't forget those two chances from Basic as well. George, edge of the box on his right foot, skied them both over the crossbar. It really was a purple patch for Bosnia. We spoke about before the game, us being clinical when opportunities presented themselves. Well, you could say the same about Bosnia in that period again. That's what their manager will be talking about after the game, I'm sure.
Overhit pass by Ferguson.
His movement off the ball is really impressive. Tyreek Wright, George. He's not one of these wingers, just holds his position wide and looks to have the ball to feet. Comes off the line, makes good diagonal runs in between full back and opposition centre half.
Basic. And back then to Memic. And out of play it goes. Lukic winning the throw for Bosnia as we enter the final 15 minutes, though I'd imagine following the injury and the substitutions, the injury to McEntee, there'll be a few minutes to be added on. But Bosnia come again through Nikic. Lukic. The angle not good enough to invite the run from Popera.
Be surprised if Jim Crawford maybe doesn't utilise a couple of more of his substitutions, George, between now and the end of the game. Bearing in mind the games, that fixtures that we have coming up, maybe he wants to protect one or two of the players on the pitch. Players with yellow cards as well, a couple of yellow cards on the pitch as well, George. So that'll be decisions he'll have to make with his coach and staff.
Lukic. That's McGuinness. That's the way to clear it. All the way through to Damjanovic. Ball still in play. It's McGuinness away again. Another Bosnian on the ground, and ball put out then by Popera.
Evan Ferguson again was the closest Irish player, George. Not saying there's a huge amount of contact there, I've got to be honest. You never do at this level when you see opposition players rolling on the pitch. Take it with a pinch of salt. Evan Ferguson's not too bothered, he's walking across to get a drink off the staff on the side, he's not too worried.
Well, the change got to be made for Ireland, we're told.
Conor Coventry got a yellow card, George. Just wonder, maybe one you certainly wouldn't want to miss. And the next game anyway.
And the referee insisting if he's that bad he needs to go off. But well, they're the ones chasing the 2 goals.
Yeah, never like to see me centre-half, George, go down in that fashion.
So Dawson Devoy, exciting talent from Bohemians, is going to come on in place of Gavin Kilkenny. Five goals in 16 Electricity League games for Bowes this season from his position as an attacking midfielder.
Yeah, playing a number of positions, George. Just of late for Bowes, he's been playing in that number 10 position, actually just off the front, but most of last year he operated in this position, an orthodox central midfield position. Not really a defensive midfielder, George. He's a lovely footballer, great technician, very comfortable with the ball at his feet.
O'Connor away, back again by Nikic. Nikic once more, and Nikic for the 3rd time. And McGuinness got in there with that, and Devoy on the ball. And now it's with Bagan, seeking O'Neill. And Ferguson puts the pressure on. Muharemovic on for Marjanovic. That's a challenge on Smallbone that brings a shrill blast of the Swiss referee's whistle, and a free kick Ireland's way.
Yeah, we certainly weathered the storm now, George. Bosnia's lost a little bit of heart at this stage. That little bit of belief has gone out of their play, which was there certainly at the start of the second half, and the scoreline was at 1-0. Just got to be careful we don't give them any encouragement, George. You know, concede a sloppy goal between now and the end of the game.
Clever by Coventry.
Yeah,
got himself the free kick.
It's a really assured touch, George, there from Jake O'Brien, though. If you notice when the ball came in, could have easily put his foot through that and cleared the 40 yards up the pitch, had the confidence just to kill it straight away, pop it to the feet. Conor Coventry, kind of real calmness from the young centre half. It's great to see.
It's O'Neill finding O'Connor. Right side on the wing. That's for Tallaght right. Oh, it's come all the way to Smallbone. And a second of the night for Will Smallbone. Ferguson missed out, but Smallbone was behind him and made no mistake.
Evan Ferguson, I'm sure, will be claiming deliberately stepped over this ball, George, and left an easy tap in for Will Smallbone on the back post. I think we all know that's not quite the case, but it's great play forward down the right-hand side. Overlap and run from Tyreek Wright does exactly the right thing, just pops it across the 6-yard box. George, it's a great run from Evan Ferguson. I know he doesn't get a touch on the ball, George, but he drives to that near post, takes defenders in there, opens up the space for Will Smallbone. It's hardly a tap in at the back post, is it? He has a bit to do, but he makes a really good connection off his left foot.
And a vital part played in that too, in that build-up by Ollie O'Neill, who withstood challenges on this near side to get the ball out to the right to begin that wave of an attack.
He's got some good quality goals, George, this evening, haven't we? Think of the goal previously, the combination play between Ross Tierney and Nudo Becco in the lead up to that. And then again, the third goal, like you said, Ollie O'Neill. Then the little combination play between Leo Connor, Tyree right down the right-hand side. And then great to see the centre forward driving towards that near post. It's underrated. So often in the modern game we see centre forwards check for the ball to be cut back to them, George, maybe closer to the penalty spot, but not on that occasion.
Just pop her up. Swept in by Mešinović, defended by Wright. On the other side of Tallaght Wright's game.
Yeah.
Well, he must be a happy man now. Jim Crawford has got what he wanted from his team tonight.
Yeah, we got there eventually, George. On the surface, if you hadn't seen this game, you pop in and switch on the telly. 3-0 looks like a very comfortable evening for Ireland, but anything but. It's all about getting the job done, and we've done that.
It's a bit like they say in a game of golf, there's no room for comment on a scorecard. Equally, there's no room for comment on the bottom line, which is the result. And that's healthy in so many ways, because the 3 goals improve the goal difference for Ireland as well, which is now +7.
Yeah, and the beauty is, George, we have that advantage head-to-head as well, don't we, against Sweden, which is in our advantage as well. So we're in a really good place. I think we always knew we would be. A win tonight, and hopefully followed up by a win against Montenegro in a few days, George, could put us in a great position going into that final game. We keep saying it, but that's the truth of it. And the players have earned it. But this is going to be the hardest part, getting over the finishing line. In the last 2 games, they've taken care of business this evening. They've got the job done, like we've said. But more challenges ahead over the coming week.
Yep, they've Montenegro on Monday night. And then they're away to Italy on Tuesday week. What a humdinger that could turn out to be. Italy have 2 matches to play before that, so still have the opportunity to maintain an advantage.
Yeah.
But Sweden are looking vulnerable now.
Yeah.
At the top of the table with just 1 match left.
It's a must-win game, George, in Sweden against Italy at home for them.
Small ball. They're looking for Ferguson. Nikic to bring it clear. Interception by Coventry. Wright couldn't keep it in play.
The fact is, George, there's a lot of talk about that kind of second spot, cementing that second spot, but the hope is we'll go into that final game against Italy potentially with an opportunity to win the group. Are we being a bit greedy? Are we being a bit...
Well, I don't think so, given that there has not been an Irish team at a European Under-21 championship ever. 17 previous attempts have ended in failure. Why not take a qualification at the top of the table?
No, it's got to spur these players on, George. You're right. They could absolutely create history, this group of players being that first team, like you've mentioned, and they'll never be bettered or equalled. Nobody else will be the first Irish team to qualify for another 21 major championship.
Free kick goes Bosnia's way. It's a free kick to be taken by Ivan Basic. All lined up on the edge of the penalty area.
As all good defenders should be, George.
9 of them there. Just Ollie O'Neill facing the free kick. Basic to swing it in. It's defended by O'Connor. It's back out with Basic once more, facing O'Neill. McGuinness to get it away, O'Brien to get it away rather.
Yeah, we defend that box well, George, don't we? Crosses come into the box, invariably it's an Irish head. But it's Jake O'Brien, Mark McGuinness predominantly this evening. Leo Connor there just 20 seconds previously, George, just narrowing up to his centre halves. Winning a good defensive header. Defensive line is really solid.
Nikic intercepting. Popara. Putting small ball in again. Oh, that was an opportunity for a hat-trick. And he knows it.
He knows it. These opportunities don't come along too often, George, do they? In an international career. Chance to walk away with the match ball, scoring the hat-trick. Unlike him, such a good striker, the ball just cut across it, didn't he? Just kind of splayed off the outside of his right foot. He knows it. Could have been on his mantelpiece, George, in an hour's time.
O'Brien. And Marr uncompromising with his clearance. Well, that's the throw to Bosnia, who have suffered at the hands of the Irish man of the match.
Yes, George. Before I give the man of the match, there he is. That's pretty obvious. Will Smallbone. He didn't dominate the game, George, from start to finish, but came up with the key moments, quality in the key moments. Obviously the opening goal and the last goal, but just how to use the ball very well. Very intelligent player, linked play up well, and scored the all-important goals. I'm going to apologise as well to Brian Marr. This time, the last game away to Sweden, he came perilously close to getting man of the match. He's done the same this evening, George, with some key saves at the end of the first half. And that fingertip save from Osmic when Bosnia were in the ascendancy, searching for that equalising goal second half. So another great evening from him. Brian Marr in goal. But Will Smallbone, for me, just edges it as Ireland's man of the match.
Well, 2 goals he'll remember this night for sure. And it sets Ireland up nicely to challenge for that automatic qualifying place. 8 group winners, the best placed second of the 8 groups, all go through to the finals in Romania and Georgia next year, and then there's a playoff round for the other second placers. But I think it's reasonable for Ireland to be ambitious about taking the automatic qualifying place after the run of results that they've managed to put together this stage of the campaign.
I'm just pleased to see us win a game of football with this strip on, George, that we spoke about before the game. I'm glad to say my fears haven't been realised. Even the national anthem not being played before the game, that wasn't a very auspicious start.
Well, if the music was slow out of the blocks, so were Ireland, but they have come good in the end.
Yeah, they certainly have, George. They weathered the storm. Like I said, Brian Marr in that key moment stood up tall, denied that man in particular. Passage was really bossing the game for about 15 minutes, George. Was threatening to take the game away from us, but we responded with a beautiful goal. The second goal, it's got to be said. Ball out from Gavin Kilkenny, the combination play up front, and at 2-0 the game was over.
And here's Tallaght Wright to bring it away. Challenged by Nikic. Wright has the pace, and on he goes. And now it's O'Connor. Ferguson ahead. O'Connor still for Ferguson. Angles very tight. The cutback's decent. But O'Connor couldn't quite make it count. O'Neill looking for Smallbone. Well, they'd love him to get the hat-trick.
I'm so glad that Leo O'Connor took my advice 15 minutes ago, George, and kept himself behind the ball, close to his centre half. Ben myself on his 60-yard foraging run there. It was a brilliant run, to be honest. Just maybe slightly overhit the pass. But a really good display from him. I have to mention him, George. Mark McGuinness, I think at centre half, hasn't put a foot wrong as well. And Leo Connor's tenacious as ever, fully committed.
Jake O'Brien composed under pressure from Lukic. And the clearance has gone out of play. Throw in to Bosnia. 5th defeat for his team as they complete their programme. And likely to finish the campaign in 4th place, where they are at the moment. The boy battling hard. It's now Osmic. And Lukic. Oh, Basic. And McGuinness got his body in the way. He has been the threat, hasn't he, Basic?
Yeah. He eventually got onto his left foot, George. We're telling him to keep it off his right foot. He did that.
Nikic. Clearance by O'Brien.
It's a great block from Mark McGuinness. Like I said, George really hasn't put a foot wrong. Hasn't overcomplicated the game. Mark McGuinness there just kept it simple. Won his headers, George. Cleared it up the pitch when he had to. Took no risks.
And that's the captain, Savic, looking for a bit of glory at the end. Consolation.
All centre halves are looking for that, George. A bit of glory during their career. Just once, George. We settled for it just once. I think it was Phil Jagielka, George, a couple of years playing in an Everton jersey at Anfield. Took the ball 40 yards out and just let one go top corner. I don't know if you remember. I think all centre halves kind of
they had one of those.
Thought, if only that had been me. Just once.
Once,
yeah.
Yes. Something to look back on.
Anything, George, anything to look back on.
Here's Ollie O'Neill. And a thundering challenge gives Ireland a corner to finish the match. Marjanovic just denying O'Neill the opportunity to strike for goal. And we're well inside the 4th of the additional minutes that Luca Cibelli, the Swiss referee, is adding on.
Oh, put it in the box, give those centre halves an opportunity. Jake O'Brien, Mark McGuinness, get a bit of glory, George.
Well, it won't be.
Don't take it short. Don't take it short. Put it in there.
At 3-0 up, they will. Tarek right. At McGuinness with a little flick. And that is it. And 3 points are in the bag. And Jim Crawford's team is within a point of the top of the table, with 2 matches still to play. One of them against the team immediately ahead of them, Italy.
I'm delighted for the players, George and Jim. Still work to be done. There'll be no mass celebration on the pitch or in the dressing room. Don't worry about that. The focus will be on the next game. Recovery tonight, physically, mentally, get themselves in the right place for that game against Montenegro. They've got the job done tonight by hook or by crook, but they finished with a bit of a swagger, George. You'd have to say, give them a bit of credit. Great quality second goal, third goal as well. Really picked themselves up in that second half after a very difficult period after half-time. Showed a bit of character and resolve, and they'll need those attributes in the 2 games remaining in this group. Good times ahead, we hope.
So 2 from Will Smallbone, 1 from Mipo Odubeko, and it's a comfortable win in the end on the scoreline of Republic of Ireland 3, Bosnia and Herzegovina 0.
It's a big 3 points for this Irish team. If we were to follow this up with another 3 points on Monday, we will obviously have 19 points. Italy's 1 game left. Their first game is Luxembourg, so they're going to have at least 20 points. The crucial fixture for Ireland from now on, which is obviously out of our hands, Sweden's home game against Italy. If Italy win that, they'll be out of sight. No matter what we do against them in the last game, we won't catch them. But if Sweden win that, it means we'll go into the last game in 3rd position. So we will need a result in Italy, or we will finish 3rd. So
the most crucial fixture is Monday night, Richie.
It is.
Then we'll get to that stage.
So all of this stuff is a luxury stuff.
OK, well, look, we will chat more about that and have plenty of analysis to come. But we have a break to take now, but do stay with us.
Well, congratulations, player of the match. You must be delighted with that performance and to come away with all 3 points.
Yeah, no, I think it's an important win for us in the group and what we want to achieve. I think we weren't necessarily at our best today, but I think if we can get through with a 3-0 like that, not being at our best, I think it's good.
2 goals, you must be happy with that. Maybe could have had a third.
No. Yeah, I think 2 goals I would have taken before the game, but with the chance at the end, I think I should have made it 3. But luckily, the game was gone at that point, so it was okay.
I'm sure your mother Mary's pretty happy, and everyone else in Kilkenny. Were there many here for you tonight?
No, there actually wasn't. They couldn't make it tonight, but they're all watching at home, and I know my mum's found a way to watch it in England, so now she's buzzing.
Brilliant. What about the next challenge? It's Montenegro now on Monday, and another must-win game for you guys. Are you confident you can keep this run going?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, like showed today, if we're not our best, that we can still win 3-0. I think it stands us in good stead to go forward, and the ultimate goal is to qualify, and I think we're putting ourselves in every opportunity to do that.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I know it was probably a little bit of hard work at times, but a 3-0 win, you must be delighted with that, are you?
Yeah, we're delighted to not play particularly well, but to keep a clean sheet, win the game 3-0, you know, like why wouldn't you be happy? So what it does is it gives us a real opportunity now to get into the playoffs. So the players here, they need to recover. It's a quick turnaround. You know, you've got Saturday, Sunday to recover, and the game Monday 5 o'clock. So it's a huge game for us, absolutely huge. Probably the biggest under-21s game that there's ever been now, you know, so we'll be ready for it. And okay, a little bit, you know, rusty at times, first half, second half, but we'll be better on Monday.
I know you will. In terms of tonight, when things weren't going your way, I think the guys really dug in and they showed a bit of character, but I think maybe that character's been there all throughout this campaign, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a thread that's been through the group. You know, they're a great group. You know, we brought 26 to this window, and they're all fantastic individuals and fantastic footballers. But you know, there is times in a game where you need to dig in. It's not going to go your way, and they just showed today a little bit of steel about them too, you know. But look, they know themselves it wasn't the most polished performance, but you'll take 3 points.
Jim, on the downside, you spoke highly of him before the game. Oisin McEntee went off with a pretty serious looking shoulder injury. Do we know at this stage how bad that is?
Not really, but look, it's a dislocated shoulder. You know, that's first and foremost. But look, we'll get him a scan as soon as possible and just see the extent of it.
And finally, you mentioned the huge game on Monday already. It's in your own hands pretty much now, isn't it? 2 games to go. Can you get the job done?
Yeah, look, again, I'm probably sound boring here, but we'll just concentrate on Monday, you know. So it's a huge game against Montenegro, who are a decent outfit. They drew with Italy in the last window, so it just shows the pedigree that they'll bring here on Monday.
Well done, Jim.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Conor, I think that smile on your way over says it all. You must be delighted with that result tonight. Big win.
Yeah, of course, it's a massive result. We know they're tricky customers. We had a tough game against them out in Bosnia, and I think in international football you can see everyone's a challenge. So we knew it was a tough game. We knew we had to get the job done here tonight, and now we've got another one to do on Monday. And yeah, we just put ourselves in a good position now.
You led by example on that field tonight, but how proud are that team around you?
Yeah, we were good. I think we've got a lot more levels to go, and we've been a lot better, and we could have been a lot better. So we'll go in there and we'll be happy with that. But I think there's a lot to improve. So of course I'm proud of the boys, but I know there's a lot more from all of us to come. So we won't be settling on that win, and we've got another game on Monday and put a few of the things that didn't go so well tonight right, and hopefully take it to another level.
And to have played like that but yet to score 3 goals, that must be pleasing, is it?
Yeah, of course. There were times where we cut them open well, and I think you've got to understand as well, some of the seasons finished 3-4 weeks ago, so lads are going to have a bit of rust, and it's good for that first 90 minutes to get out of the way and feel a lot better for it. So there was a little moments where maybe we'd make the last pass or the finish or whatever, but so yeah, some of our play was really good and we were clinical at times, and that's all you can ask for. 2 games to go, but it's all about Monday night, isn't it? How are you feeling about Montenegro and the challenge they'll bring? Well, we're looking forward to it. We can't wait. Obviously, again, we had a really tough game against them out there, and they caught us by surprise a little bit, so we know what they're all about now, and we've got a score to settle, sort of thing, so we'll be giving it our all and at home in front of our fans. So yeah, we feel really confident. Well done. See you Monday. Thank you. See you then.